Let's face it, most people are creatures of habit. We like what we like and we eat what we know, and we find it hard to try different things. Well, today, we are asking, how do I use this? And allowing ourselves to try the unfamiliar. So let's start with food, shall we? Because we all love food. So Chef Trevor Lui took us along to an Asian market to help us answer the question, how do I use this?
I love it. So amazing. It's one of those things that I've eaten my whole life. I actually don't know what it is. When you're lucky enough to live in a big city, you get access to amazing ingredients. Ingredients that you might otherwise be intimidated by. In Chinese, Cantonese, we call this fu gua, which if you translate it actually means bitter melon. And it really is bitter, but if you know how to cook with it, it's fantastic in a stir fry. Don't be afraid. Don't be intimidated. I think, a lot of the ingredients here are things that have been cooked for centuries and decades and generations. And so be proud that you have access to such amazing ingredients. Love this stuff. This is called lotus fruits. What we do in a restaurant a lot of times is we would take this with a mandolin and make chips with it, throw them in the deep fryer and make little lotus fruit chips. And you can serve them with dips and you can serve them with ceviche. Really, really cool vegetable. This is a wonderful fruit that the Chinese love to gift during special holidays. This is a pomelo, a honey pomelo, almost like a giant grapefruit. It takes a little bit of work to peel through it. And then this is the Vietnamese version, a little bit smaller, a little bit more on the green side. This is yellow orangey. We'll probably do this one. We use pomelo to make ceviche sometimes. Right, this is a longan. I like to refer to this as the sweeter sister to the lychee. Crack it open. The meat is almost very similar. It's got that translucentness. There's a seed on the inside. Pop it in. Seed. Everything here is different, maybe in the way it looks and the way it's packaged, but if you like Asian food and you like global cuisine, there's no better way than to try to experiment yourself. So come in here and grab things that you've never done before. Every single time, grab something new. There are a great number of vegetables here that I've eaten and cooked, but there are a couple that I've never done with before. This one is called xinggua, and gua means melon, so it's got to be from the melon family. Looks kind of like a hard cucumber, but I'm going to challenge myself to take this home, give it a try, and come up with a fun dish with it. So let's take the xinggua and get cooking.
Few things that you haven't tried in the past. That was a great little tour, but now we actually want to see, how do you cut through some of these? How do they taste? So take us on a little tour of what you brought for us.
Well, it might be a first time for me on a couple of these things too. But
okay.
The xinggua, we just talked, we're going to cook with this later on. But it is actually called loofah.
Loofah.
Not what you clean your body with loofah. Also known as a Chinese okra. Okay. So we peeled it and then we've got these, but we're going to cook with it later on.
Oh, cool. What would you liken that to for a
It's kind of like a cucumber zucchini hybrid almost. So we're going to do a hot little dish later in the second segment.
Nice.
We've got these, which is edos.
Okay.
Which is a baby taro right there.
Okay.
So we can cut some of those up, and then when we chop it up, it looks like this. So what I'll do is.
So they're dry, like
they're
a taro.
They're dry. They're really hard. What you usually want to do is you want to peel them, and then you cut them up, and we've made them into little dices, and we're going to show you what we make after in here.
Cool.
Here we have that is a lotus root.
Okay.
Done in stews and soups and garnishes. But look what we did here. We chopped them up. They look like this when we sliced them. You could use a mandolin. And then we fried them up and made little lotus chips. And then you could dip it. And this is hummus.
That is a great idea.
Give it a try. We just salted it.
You can make a chip into almost anything, can't you?
Almost anything. You can make lotus, because basketball season's coming. Chips with the dip.
That's right.
Right? Chips with the dip.
You gotta need your chips with the dip.
And then we got here, this is called lobak, which is a Chinese white radish. We use it in radish cake. We use it in stir fry, all kinds of stuff.
Okay.
This is, everyone seen this before?
Mushrooms?
This is an enoki mushroom.
Okay.
So we're going to show that as a garnish as well. And we can cook that on a stir fry also.
They look very cool.
And then.
What do you have over there?
Oh, we got the fun fruits.
Okay,
Should we take a look?
Look at the fun
Let's take a look at the fun fruits really, really quickly. And we'll peel them together. You know what this is?
No, but it looks so cool.
It's actually almost from the lychee family. We've had lychees before. We pop these open. It takes a little bit of muscle.
Okay. I didn't know what was going to come out.
Look at that. It just pops right up. You want to give it a try?
Okay. All right.
What do you think? What do you think?
It's good.
Texture?
I'm okay with the texture.
Yeah,
I'm a
but
little
it's
iffy
sweet.
about
It's a
the
little
texture,
iffy, but it's fun, right?
you know what? I like the fact that it's sweet.
That's called the rambutan.
Oh, it's good.
Awesome, right? And
I
then
just want to say rambutan.
Rambutan.
I like that.
And then this, I call this, we saw in the segment, this is the long end. So you pop it out and you want to take that.
Same sort of thing as this?
Same sort of thing. It's from the same family. It's really sweet.
I like it.
All right. We know what this is, right? You want to show how to cut into
Passion
this?
fruit?
No.
What is
Close.
that?
It is fruit. Dragon fruit.
Dragon fruit.
So, look at that. Isn't it beautiful
I'm
on the
enjoying
inside,
these
guys?
way more than I thought I would.
They're so good. Well, Halloween's coming too, so they're great for little garnishes. If you're doing
Just take a look at
displays.
this. It's a little
Looks like a little eyeball.
Yeah,
but it
this
tastes
is
great.
perfect.
And like, don't be afraid of this stuff. This is in a lot of markets, not just
Yeah.
Asian markets, but regular markets. Dragon fruit as well.
This is a gorgeous
Isn't
looking
it
fruit.
gorgeous?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And then this here. Do you know what this is?
No.
This is a sour sop.
Oh, sour sauce.
Yeah.
See, I never see it in
this
that
one's not so
form.
ripe, but it's fun to get into.
Yeah.
Look at that. This is not so ripe. Usually when it's ripe, it's a little softer.
Okay.
Pop the seeds out and you just suck the flesh out.
Very cool. Here's the thing. I think a lot of us look at these fruits. Like if I were to look at this at the grocery store, I'd be like, I don't know if I'm going to go there because this looks difficult to get into.
Do I boil it?
Yeah,
Do
it's
I
almost
fry
like it
it?
doesn't want me to eat it. Like it looks like a little porcupine in my hands. But you're showing us right now it's actually not that difficult to
It's
cut through any of this.
Fairly easy. You can do
Right?
it with your hands. And
They're
you know,
not prickly either. They're
And we have
soft.
so much reference online we can go to.
Totally.
Just punch
Yes.
into your computer and you'll find a reference on how to do it.
YouTube,
You know what this is?
Cityline.tv. No.
This is a pomelo.
So that's the pomelo.
This is a pomelo, which
I
is
hear good things about
it's
this
from the
fruit.
grapefruit family. It takes
Yeah.
a little bit of work to get into. I think for torture, my mom used to make me peel this.
Oh,
because
good
it's like
woman.
the thickest skin ever.
It's good for kids to have a task.
It's good to have a task. So when they said pomelo,
That looks interesting inside, though.
you can
Like
actually
it's like soft.
You know what's great is you can actually grate the skin of the pomelo as
Yeah.
a garnish, also kind of like you're using citrus and stuff.
Oh, it's very citrusy.
Yeah. So by the time I get
Smells
through this
good.
thing, it'll probably be next Tuesday.
Yeah,
but we're
that's
getting
okay.
there.
You got time.
Okay, so
I wouldn't want to
you
do it
smell
with
that?
my
No,
claws.
you don't. But your nails would probably help really well. Okay, we're almost there.
They probably would.
Did I say that out loud?
They're the same
Sorry.
as a knife,
Okay.
these things.
I brought my big knife today, by the way.
Ah,
So once you get
cool.
into it, because
Yeah.
I took the shortcut, I cut it open. We
That's
would never
okay.
be allowed to cut it open. You'd have to peel it with your hands because
Yeah.
there's the membranes here, and then you get into this part. You take
It
a
looks just
take
like
little bit
a.
of piece.
Okay,
Okay, there we go.
I got enough. Very
Isn't
good.
that good? So we would cut this up and
It's
use it in
fresh.
cilantro and stuff. Okay,
Yes.
so
Okay,
why don't
let's
we
come over
get
here.
into
Remember
something
I was
fun?
saying there's some things that look really difficult to get into? This looks like, first of all, what is it?
It weighs like 900 pounds.
It's very heavy.
It's a fermented porcupine. This is a jackfruit. This is like one of the hottest fruits, particularly in vegan restaurants, right? Everyone's using
Okay.
this. It's like the meat of fruits right now.
Yes, they're pulling it apart and making like stuff that's
it's
like
very
pulled
meaty.
pork.
People are using it in tacos as the meat. So we're gonna get right into it.
Is that hard?
There's a little bit of an odor.
Oh, does it?
Some good for
And I
some.
just go for it. Like,
Go
why
for
do I
it.
want
Ready?
to?
Sure, should we? Ready? All right, there we go. Look at that.
That's fine.
Pop it. It's not bad, right? So there's a little seed, so you want to get rid of these seeds.
Oh, I can smell it now.
Can you smell it?
Yeah.
So it's really.
I'm starting to smell it now.
It's really, really meaty, right?
I mean,
so,
it's kind of melony. Like, it smells sort of like melon.
Yeah, it's Melanie. So,
See, actually,
you want to
this.
give that a little whirl?
I guess.
Don't smell, just eat.
This looks actually really not appetizing. Oh, but it tastes really
But
good.
it tastes really good, right? Mm-hmm. But pretty good.
There's one fruit that we haven't talked about yet, and let's watch as Trevor explains why.
This is a wonderful, wonderful example of a unique, tasty fruit. This is the magical durian. It's a love-hate relationship with durian. Texture is a little different. Flavor is wonderful. The most polarizing would be the smell. If you walk through Chinatown and someone's cut open durian, you know a durian's been cut open. It stinks. In Thailand, in fact, every hotel has a sign in the lobby that says, durians are not allowed in the hotel. They are that fragrant, aromatic, or some others might use different adjectives. So it's got big seeds, and you just cut the pieces up, and it's a little slimy, but it's really good. Like, it tastes amazing if you can get past the smell.
So Chef says you can eat it if you can get past the smell. Well, guess what? We're up for the challenge, plus these 3 lovely audience members that I pulled from the audience to come try it with me. Now, I want you to keep in mind while you start cutting this sucker open, this actually grounded a flight, the durian fruit, from Montreal to Vancouver because they had a stench going on in the cargo compartment and they had to make an emergency landing. We also have another woman in the audience. Who stayed at a hotel in Vietnam and tried to bring durian back, and there was a sign that said no durian allowed in this hotel. What do you think? Yeah?
Isn't it great? Tracy.
All the way from England, by the way.
It's good.
Coming. What do you think, honey?
It's a strange texture.
Okay.
But
I have
it's not
one yes,
bad.
one okay. Guys, it stinks. What do you think?
The texture
I like it. Never mind, your face is saying it all.
Don't smell, just eat, Tracy.
I don't think I like it. It's okay. The seed, this is a seed. Look. But we just need a napkin, that's all.
Guys, it actually doesn't taste bad.
It's
It's fine.
It doesn't taste bad.
it's called the king of fruits for a reason.
Oh, but the texture, my God.
It's like mango when you eat mango.
That's
there's-
right.
Let's go to